All right. So Riley, thanks for joining us on the show. As I mentioned earlier, Henry unfortunately wasn't able to join us today. He's got some basketball training to do. It's just going to be you and me, and I appreciate your time and really look forward to get to know you a little bit.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So let's just jump right into it, Riley. Where are you born? Where are you from?
I was born, I still live at the same house that I've always lived in, same that neighborhood. And I went to elementary school at St. Andrews and then went to St. Pat's. It's all like around like near the same area. But yeah, I've lived here my whole life, and very blessed to be like where I am.
And sorry, you said you went to when did you join St. Pat's? How old are you?
I came to St. Pat's when I was in grade 8. So I did not go to elementary school there, but I did start high school in grade 8 at St. Pat's.
Okay. Prior to going to St. Pat's, because I assume when you went there, you started playing basketball, but prior to, were you involved in any other sports?
Um, I was involved in like volleyball when I was younger, like just for school. Uh, and that was like the only other sport that I've played. But yeah, it's just been volleyball and basketball since I was in elementary.
So didn't follow in your cousin's footstep with hockey at all? Because Brandon San Juan is your cousin, right?
No, I didn't. Brad, Brandon's son. He's actually my uncle. Yeah, he played hockey right. He's playing hockey right now.
Okay, yeah, he played with my older son when they played hockey against each other and on the same team. So small world, small world. Yeah. So when did basketball become something that you started playing and decided that this was something that you really enjoyed playing?
Basketball. So when I was younger, I was involved in like a lot of extracurriculars, like playing piano or taekwondo and like swimming classes too. But I did all of those mainly until I was grade 6, and then I decided that I wanted to take basketball more seriously, and I like cut off like most of the other extracurriculars and just focus on basketball.
So did you do that by joining any of those club programs out there? I know there's Drive, there's Vancouver Sports Club, there's a whole ton of them out there.
Yeah, so I started playing the first time I ever played basketball was with squad or Dream Hoops.
Okay.
I started playing when I was 6 years old, and I've been playing with squad ever since then. And that's been like my main club team. And then I played with like clubs like Drive Basketball when I was 15 years old, and then I also played Drive when I was 16 as well. So yeah, those two clubs that I've been playing with for a while.
So when you went to St. Pat's in grade 8, did you start playing basketball right away before them?
Yeah, I played basketball before then, but most of the coaches that coach at St. Pat's I've already been practicing with since I was grade 1, and uh it was just like those coaches have helped me with everything, like not even just basketball, but made me who I am as a person. And I'm just like really grateful that I stuck with them throughout my whole journey.
Yeah, that kind of goes into the next question that I have is I think I can answer this question, but I'll ask it to you anyway. Is who are the most influential coaches that you've had and the mentors that you've had up until today?
I'd say there's 5 main mentors I've had. Two of them coach at basketball and also has they're good are now Santiago. They they were training me during the summer when I was younger, uh, like running hills and like doing sand training and basketball training. And another mentor that I've had, uh, Coach uh, Ivan Sombillo. He coaches the same past grade 8 team right now, and he's always there to like open the gym for me and help me get up extra shots that I need. And then uh, Nap Santos, he's my senior coach right now,
Mhm.
or he was my senior coach, and uh, he's just like he's blessed me like with the keys to the senior team and made it really easier for me to be a leader. And then Coach John, he's the junior coach of St. Pat's, and he's always like helping me like refine my game and just like make it better. Just finding like things that like holes in my game that I need to uh get better for the next level. And yeah, they've just had so much belief in me throughout my whole journey, and I'm just like really grateful for them.
Yeah. Have you, and drawing on all the mentorships and everything that everyone's done, like watching you play this year and watching the highlights of you and the provincials and everything, do you, you're always a very composed player. And what I mean is you see some of the other guys out there, through right or wrong, like they get super amped up and they get super pumped if something happens. You're always very even keel from what I see. I mean, maybe you're not inside, but externally you seem to be very composed, and it's what a good leader in my mind does. It's composure, it's direction. Have you always been a player like that, or did they kind of help form you into that type of a role?
I feel like I've always been that kind of player, but uh I just like I feel like I have to be like that for my team to be successful because uh every team needs a player on the court that is calm and stays calm under pressure and things like that. And you know, the coaches all there's sometimes when I get like stressed out during a game or things like that, and my coaches always just remind me that I just need to stay calm and focus on the next play.
Right. Okay, excellent. And then you were talking about how those other coaches kind of help you find the holes in your game to get you ready for the next level. But beside that, like, what do you think your biggest strengths are as a player?
I feel like my biggest strengths are my basketball IQ and being able to read the game. I feel like I'm also a great shooter and uh, good at attacking the rim. So those are things I feel like I'm good at, but I know that I can still get better at uh moving forward. And yeah, those are probably my main like talents I have.
Yeah, what I notice is when you play is you using your IQ, you've got the deciding factor of whether you're driving to the hoop or to an area in the key to make a shot or a play. Like you did that quite a bit in the finals against Ellie Matheson as well. He's like, keep telling my players when they play, you don't always have to go to the rim. Find a spot and attack from that spot. So, IQ is something that it's tough to teach. It's something that you just embody yourself. You recently, so playing here through your whole career, this trip that you just recently did to the Philippines, was that your first time playing on that group?
Yeah, it is. Or I've played with that group in other uh not that same group, but with the same team and different teammates in Toronto when I was in grade 8. But yeah, that was my first time playing in the Philippines with all those guys. It was a very good experience.
Yeah. So what exactly was that tournament? I know it's a Filipino based tournament. Was it a couple events that you were in? Like, how did that whole program work?
I was in the global tournament. That was the first we won. It was team from all over the place. Like, played Australia, even played another team, Toronto, and yeah, that was the first tournament we played in. The second one was the NBTC, so it's like uh, a lot of local teams that play in it. One of the first game we played against USP, which is a really good college down in the Philippines, and then we played against some other teams from we played Canada again in the semifinals, and then mostly just local teams. But there's a lot of Filipino Canadians, like all types of Filipinos from around the world that compete in that tournament. So it's like kind of like a national tournament for us.
Was it your first time playing in the Philippines?
It was my first time, yes.
Yeah. Do you see a path to a future pro league or playing pro over there in the future, or is that something that you want to do?
Yeah, that definitely is an option. I really like playing down there. It was a great experience. Yeah, just seeing where everything goes, that definitely could be an option. That
Right, right. So you were recruited to SFU before you went there, right?
yes, I was.
You committed there. Okay. So that whole process of the recruiting for you to go to SFU, what made you decide to go that route versus the U Sports?
So I had a lot of my coaches, my parents, like we had to decide what we thought was best for me, and I really like the coaching staff down there, and also the players that are there right now, and I feel like it was the best fit to learn and to building my skill set and who I am.
Did you have conversations with some of your former teammates like Irish and what that experience was like?
I My parents and I have asked some questions, things like that, but it wasn't this 2 years ago where he also brought us around the campus when he was at SFU, showed us like where where the cafeteria was, one was like that, and yeah, just had a really good.
So getting ready now for SFU. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the way that Coach Knapp has trained you guys, like I've seen some videos of the way that you guys train for St. Pat's. Is that something that you're still doing now to get ready for next season?
Yeah, I mean similar, very different.
Excellent. SFU's got a lot of travel, obviously, in related to what they do, because the only college or university in Canada that does play in the U.S. Have they recommended any academic um, workload for you, like whether it's 3 classes or 4 classes, or have you had that conversation at all?
I've had like a small conversation about it, but not too much. I think for my first year, I'm gonna probably do 3 classes. Yeah, that's what I think. I'm pretty sure that's what he said to my parents, uh, with Barnaby. But yeah, I just have to see where.
I've heard that before, kind of going the 3 course route just to make sure you understand exactly what you're getting into in terms of workload, travel, practice, all that kind of stuff. So that's proper advice. What are you looking at taking in school?
I'm looking to go into theology. That was my main thing. But if I can't do theology, I'll probably uh, I think I'm gonna do arts and
Right. And then obviously you're going to be living on campus as well, correct?
that. I might be living on campus, but there might be situation that I'm not going to live on campus.
Well, campus versus home, or would you possibly be living at home as well?
I might be possibly just living out.
Okay. It's going to be different whether you're living on campus or living at home. It's still going to be a completely different lifestyle, and it's going to be exciting. So this question is kind of unrelated to that. I mean, if you do end up living in a dorm, is there something that you've thought about it? Have you had I guess first of all, have you had a tour of the dorms?
I've had like a tour of the dorm like a couple years ago from Irish, but I haven't gotten a proper tour yet from Coach's.
Okay. Back to your high school days. You've played in a lot of big tournaments, especially this last year. And you guys had a phenomenal run. I think there was one tournament that you guys had your only loss of the season. What's been the best atmosphere outside of the provincials that you've played in this year?
I think the best atmosphere was probably at the East Cafe. Yeah, there were just like a lot of people there. And there were a couple of tough games that we had to play. We played against Notre Dame and beat them by only a couple points in the semifinals. And then we played against BC in the finals, and it was a very close game. Yeah, it was just a really good atmosphere to play in. All the people watching us going head to the head with BC. Yeah, that was probably the best atmosphere that we played in this year. Other than
Right. Yeah. So moving forward into the summer, forget basketball. Like, what are your plans? What do you do? Does your family go away on vacation? Like, what do you do away from basketball?
I don't really do much away from basketball. Yeah, we probably are not going because we usually don't during the summer. We'll go back we do. Um, yeah, I think there's just a couple of tournaments I'm playing in, not too many, but yeah, just a lot of basketball, a lot of preparing for the next level. Yeah, there's not much else.
Yeah. Are you playing? Because I know usually when you get to your senior level, there's explosive elite and some of those other types of programs out there. Are you playing with any of those guys, or are you just playing with? with the one program? You mentioned was it squad?
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be playing many squad tournaments or drive tournaments this year, but I am in a couple tournaments with Explosive. I think we're playing the Western Canadian Championships and B-Ball Nationals. And then also next week actually is a BC warm-up. So yeah, those are the three tournaments I know I'm playing in with the with Explosive. But
Yeah.
that's
That's a different type of basketball playing with that group. Hey, it's more of an all-star. You guys are just out there having
yeah,
fun and kicking
yeah,
butt and
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Well, right
actually
on.
them. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, right on. And then last kind of question. So you got SFU. Is there someone this summer that's going to help you with the training, or are you just kind of keeping on with St. Pat's and helping those guys focus and get you ready?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go out to SFU and they're gonna put me through a couple of workouts and then give me like a workout plan probably. That's
Yeah,
what discussed. And then also like Ashton and I uh we're gonna be out in SFU a couple times working out with uh some of the assistant coaches and just getting on the court, just seeing what they want us to work on. And then yeah, mainly just taking that into account and then going back or coming back here and just working out on my own, just doing preparing the way they want me to, and yeah, just mainly a lot of that type of stuff.
yeah. Do they have? I know UBC. They do like a summer trip somewhere down south. They've done it the last few. Does SFU do something like that?
I'm actually not too sure yet. I talked to them about that, but
No. Yeah,
um,
get you to graduate high school first, and then they could tell you what the summer deal is, right? Yeah. Okay. Last question, and then the final segment that we do is quick hitters. With the last question, you get a ton of views on TikTok from your dancing. Like I'm an old head. Is it, you just get your bunch of buddies together and say, "Hey, let's just do this," and then you get tens of thousands of views?
yeah. So it started at like the start of my senior year. My teammate Jem and we just started saying that we wanted to make TikToks, and yeah, just ever since then we've been making TikToks after the games or even at school, just things like that. But yeah, it's just like a fun thing we do.
Is that one video that you did? Is that with your stepbrother? It's got
Uh,
like over 1 million views.
that's with my cousin. Yeah,
Your
uh,
cousin.
yeah,
That one was funny. I was just watching again that one again today, so that's
yeah,
funny. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So really appreciate you being on the show and just me getting to know you a little bit. So the final segment is called our quick hitters. And what it is we just got 8 quick questions and they're just kind of quick answers, just kind of see where your head's at and then that'll wrap up the show. So if you're ready, number 1, what's your go-to meal?
Uh, chicken breast and rice.
Favorite athlete?
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Favorite sport other than basketball?
Volleyball.
What would you be doing if you're not playing basketball? Favorite superhero?
Spider-Man.
It's a lot of Spider-Man. What gets you locked in for a game?
Music. Just listening to music.
Okay. Toughest player you've ever had to guard in the high school area?
Mm, probably Blake. Why?
Yeah, he's quick.
Yeah.
And then who's your GOAT? Jordan, LeBron, or someone else?
My goal is Stephen Curry.
Right on. Yeah, we've had a few Stephen Currys as well. So that's it. We appreciate it. We appreciate your time and thanks for coming on. And we look forward to seeing what happens at SFU. I think I read this next year you're staying in NCAA, but the year after that they might be applying for U Sports. So we'll see which area you go and where you continue on, and who knows, maybe you turn pro somewhere, and we'll watch those clips too.
Yeah. Thank you for having me,
Yeah, yeah, right on. Okay, thanks, Riley. Appreciate your time.
of course.
Okay.